chosen of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
You've got enough in front of you.
For Alexander the Innocent. Killed by sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the boys. Taken too early, all hope destroyed.
He fixes you with a stare, then a smile.
Greetings, stranger.
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for a different guy. Don't come back.
We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods.
He fixes you with a stare, then a smile.
Greetings, stranger.
He purses his lips. His fingers... A lascivious smile.
Let me ask you this. Across the world, who is renowned above all others for their exquisite love-making abilities? Exactly. And of your kin, there is one whom I believe to be talented above all of your kind. And for an appropriately sizable sum, well, this is what's available.
He holds out his hand. The money vanishes into his apron.
Now, let me ask you this. What flavour of stew do you prefer? Do you like the strong and meaty variety? Or do you prefer upstairs on the second floor? Her name is...
He gives you a mischievous...
Pipe down, will you?
Weep, my friends, for Alexander the Innocent. Killed by sorcerers, a most vile.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
Who rings the bell?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
You've got to pick who you can
You're willing to
trust.
risk Fort Joy for one
You
night
got
with
that
a
right,
lizard?
Helga. You got that right.
Then you're an idiot.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Who rings
And
the
you
bell?
can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Helga.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
You've got to pick who you can
Curiosity
trust.
kills the cat, or gets it
You
sent
got
to
that
Fort
right,
Joy.
Helga. You got that right.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is
And
on
I'm
the
willing
saying
to risk
you
Fort
can
Joy
trust
for
me.
one night
I
with
can
a
see a
lizard?
sorcerer from a mile away.
Then you're an idiot.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as
The bell
rain,
rings a
Helga.
warning and the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
Who rings the bell?
Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
The bell
You
rings
got
a
that
warning
right,
and the tide is
Helga.
on the turn.
You got that right.
Curiosity kills the cat,
And I'm saying
or gets it
you can
sent to
trust
Fort
me.
Joy.
I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
You're willing to
And you
risk
can't be too
Fort Joy
careful,
for
you
one
know?
night with a
If they can
lizard?
get Alexander, they can get any of us.
Then you're an idiot.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Helga.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Helga. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile
The
away.
bell still rings. Do you hear it?
And you can't be too
Do you hear it?
careful, you know?
Curiosity kills the
If they can
cat,
get Alexander,
or gets
they
it
can
sent
get
to
any of
Fort
us.
Joy.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Helga.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an
The
idiot.
bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. Who rings the bell?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The bell
You've got to
still
pick
rings.
who you can
Do you hear it?
trust.
Do you hear it?
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
Who rings the bell?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
The town is poor,
Then
but
you're
this
an
room
idiot.
is rich.
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I without my compass. The ship is in the locker. On the bottom in the rocky shallows. And all are drowned but me. And yet, can you hear? The bell ring. I'm haunted by my crew. They ring the bell to drive me mad. Please, make it stop.
She buries her head in her hand.
Make it stop.
You've got to
You're
pick
willing
who
to
you can
risk
trust.
Fort Joy for one night with a lizard?
You got that right, Hilga.
Then you're
you
an
got
idiot.
that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Who rings the bell?
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
A ghostly seaman stares at the captain, his lip curled in a malevolent grin, his eyes wide with hate, and all the time
Spoke to the lady captain, didn't you? I seen you cozying up. Are you her man, or sail you with us? I'm doing my duty here, I am. I'm the lookout, and I'm ringing the bell. Rocks ahead, Captain. There's no lighthouse here. Rocks ahead.
Curiosity kills the cat.
But I'm on duty here. There are rocks ahead, and the captain must know it.
he blinks once, twice. A single salty tear drips from one ghostly eye. The bell. He raises a finger to his temple in salute.
You know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
She babbles breathlessly on, barely aware you're there. And nearby,
My ears are still a-ringing. And I have you to thank for it? Then thank you. That accursed bell lies with the peacemaker, on the bottom in the rocky shallows. My compass lies there.
she goes white as the
You've got no call to go looking for no cargo. Far as anyone's concerned, we sailed with an empty... Heed me. Leave the cargo of the peace...
She turns away.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
My ears are ringing.
She babbles breathlessly.
My ears are still a-ringing. And I have you to... That accursed bell lies with the peacemaker, on the bottom in the... The compass surely lies on the bottom, near where the ship was wrecked. Take it with my blessing, if you can find it. My sailing days are done. Let me mark your chart. But you be warned. Stay off the wreck itself. Let her lie as a monument to her dead crew, and as testament...
She goes white as
You've got no call to heed me.
she turns away.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Yeah? What do you want? Huh. I want another beer and a bowl of stew. Which of us is more likely to get what they want? Guess that makes me a sinner.
You got that right.
Perhaps you can help us settle an argument.
And I'm saying...
Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends, but she isn't the brightest.
Thatcher grins hello.
Too careful, you know?
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards. And Thatcher here still fancies a turn around the park with Loverick's lizard. I say she'd be sleeping with the enemy. What say you?
They look at you expectantly. Thatcher bursts out laughing. Eden goes bright red.
Get lost before I throw you in a cell for disrespecting a magister.
Thatcher doesn't look disrespected. Thatcher looks amused.
Disrespecting one magister's enough. Go on, get...
She turns back to her drink.
Of course it's not true.
She tips you a wink, then turns away.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
Of course it's not true.
Right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
She stares off into the distance.
What do you want, tree stalk? Huh. I want another. Guess that makes me a sinner.
You can trust.
Perhaps you can attach your hair as one of my...
Thatcher grins. Helen.
Our mate Boris got...
They look at you expectantly.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Eden looks victorious. Thatcher looks unconvinced.
If I can get
See?
Alexander,
I told you.
Thatcher shrugs.
All right, move along there. You may be wiser than you look, but you're of no more use to...
She turns back to her drink.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort
With
Joy
a dip
for
of her
one
head,
night with
she
a
indicates that you should talk to her companion. Then she turns...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for
Weathered
one
and
night-
rugged, the man sleeps soundly. He mumbles in his slumber.
There's bad things in the caves.
Startled, he opens his eyes, but he's staring in...
Blood and oil do mix.
Startled, he opens his eyes, but he's staring into the distance. He's still asleep.
The island is ruined and doesn't have a name.
His eyes flick wide open.
There's no great
His eyes flick wide open, but he...
sawdust and wolves, mother.
His eyes open, but he doesn't...
Arcs for Lucy.
His eyes flick wide open. His eyes open, but he doesn't see you.
Don't
He goes back to sleep. The man sleeps on. His eyes open, but he doesn't... He goes... Weathered and rugged, the man... His eyes open, but he doesn't see you. He goes back to sleep.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one
Weathered and rugged, the man... His eyes flick wide open. He goes back... Weathered and rugged, the man... His eyes flicker open, but he looks... He goes back...
What do you want, reptile? Huh. I want to... Guess that makes me a sinner. Attach your hair as one of...
Thatcher grins.
Our mate Boris.
They look at you expectantly.
you've got a pick and you can trust.
You got that right.
Thatcher looks victorious. Eden looks annoyed.
You're as bad as she is. Get lost then, you're...
Eden turns back to her drink. Thatcher's...
Curiosity kills the cat.
And you can't
or
be
gets
too
it sent
careful,
to
you
Fort
know?
Joy.
If I can get Alexander, I can get any of us.
What do you want, ripped? Huh. Guess that makes me a sinner. Thatcher here is one...
Thatcher grins.
Our mate Bob...
They look at you expectantly. Thatcher bursts out laughing. Eden goes...
Get lost before I throw you in a cell.
Thatcher doesn't look disrespected.
Disrespecting one magic...
She turns back to her...
What do you want, reptile? Huh. Guess that makes me a sinner. Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends.
Thatcher grins.
Our mate Bob...
They look at you expectantly. Eden looks victorious. Thatcher looks unconvinced.
See? I told you.
Thatcher shrugs.
All right, move along there. You may be wiser than you look, but you're a...
She turns back.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
With a dip of her head, she indicates that you should talk to her companion. Then she...
Got a pick and you can trust.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
Weathered and rugged, the man sleeps soundly. He mumbles. He goes back.
Then you're an idiot.
Weathered and rugged, the man's... His eyes flick wide open.
The island is ruined.
His eyes open. His eyes open. But he doesn't see you.
Sawdust and wolves, man.
His eyes flicker open. Startled, he opens it. His eyes open. But he doesn't see you. He goes back.
Yeah? What do you want? Do you indeed? My friend Thatcher here reckons she'd like to do the same, despite the fact that consorting with the enemy could see her post...
Thatcher looks interested indeed.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
Door's over there. Convention says you go up alone. See you in a couple of minutes.
Pleased with herself, she turns back to her drink. Thatcher gives you an encouraging grin.
Don't even think about it, Thatcher. I'll see you sent to Fort... Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
With a dip of her head, she indicates that you should talk to her